Good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton, and this is Live at 5 on WBON TV 9, where every story starts here. We got a big headline for you today. A Berea couple sentenced to 10 years in prison for child abuse. We've got the details on that, plus an update on a double homicide in Bourbon County. And we're going to take a look at road closures in the area. We've got Todd Nelson in with your complete weather forecast and Michael Watkins with your sports report. That is all coming up today live at 5. But first, in our WBON TV big story of the day, it's a story we've been following here on WBON. A Madison County couple has been sentenced to a decade behind bars for the horrific abuse of 5 children. George and Samantha Hill each received a 10-year prison sentence on Thursday after being convicted of 5 counts of criminal abuse. The case first came to light in September of 2023 when a Madison County Sheriff's deputy visited the family's Berea trailer home. The deputy reported an overwhelming stench that nearly caused him to vomit and noted the presence of malnourished dogs outside. Inside, authorities discovered the 5 children had been repeatedly locked in a bedroom for extended periods with severely limited access to food, water, and no bathroom breaks. The conditions were described as deplorable and inhumane. Sheriff's officials previously stated that the children are now safe and out of harm's way. Several roads in Madison County have been reported as flooded. According to the Madison County Emergency Management Agency's Facebook page, the following roadways have been reported as covered with water. That was as of 7 this morning: Muddy Creek, Crooksville, 800 Gum Bottom, Big Hill, Bear Mountain, Dreyfus, Gravel Lick, General Nelson, Avawam, Lexington Road, 313 Waco Loop, Union City, Dunbar, Catalpa, Goggins, Tates Creek, Peggy Flats, Walnut Meadow, and Paint Lick, Old Wollaston. Additionally, Gwen Road and Lexington Road past Boone's Trace entrance have been closed down. Officials would like to remind citizens that any road closures to the creek or stream may also be flooded. Please drive with extreme care as the severe weather continues. More roads may become impassable. Please drive with caution and expect roads to be flooded in places. And of course, we'll have a full look at your forecast with more rain expected in the forecast. That's going to be just a little bit later on with Todd. Well, with torrential rain saturating the region, high winds blowing through central Kentucky, people across the bluegrass continue to deal with the effects of the rough weather. While many have dealt with flooding, uprooted trees, mudslides, and power outages, one Berea resident says flooding has damaged his property, and he blames the Madison County government for not fixing the cause of the flooding and the damage it's caused.
Berea resident Jay Buckner says his front yard is collapsing, not just because of recent flooding, but also due to what he claims is Madison County government's negligence of the drainage system on Dogwood Circle. Buckner says there are 2 issues. One is that the county's storm drain connects to and discharges into a culvert that is collapsing beneath his front yard. And secondly, the county doesn't properly maintain their drain that frequently overflows and has eroded his yard and contributed to its collapse. Buckner tells WBON the county should be responsible for water discharge from their drain and the damage it causes downstream. Otherwise, he has suggested the county should install their own drainage system that bypasses his property. He says the county has refused any responsibility. Quote, "They say the culvert is on my property, so it's my responsibility. Yet they refuse to install their own drainage system, so I'm left to handle the discharge from their drain," end quote, says Buckner. Buckner adds the response he received from the judge executive's office was that they would install a different type of drain that would not continually stop up and overflow. However, he says that was promised 2 years ago. According to Buckner, a new drain is needed, but that only addresses the overflow and not the collapsing culvert. With this week's heavy rains, a new sinkhole has formed and now his driveway is sinking, and Buckner fears he won't be able to get in and out of his property. WBON will reach out to the judge executive's office for comment and keep you updated on this story.
Thanks, Gage, for that story. Lots of devastation from this weather over the last week. Well, central Kentucky experienced significant disruptions and damage as severe storms with powerful winds swept through the region. Lincoln and Garrard counties were particularly hard hit, with reports of downed power lines, flooded roads, fallen trees, and damaged structures. Residents of Lincoln County faced a frightening night as storms moved through. The county emergency management director assessed the widespread damage, including numerous hazards. Cleanup efforts are underway, focusing on clearing debris to prevent further risks. Neighboring Garrard County also sustained considerable damage, especially near the Lincoln County line. Property owners in southern Garrard County were devastated to find barns completely flattened with debris scattered across fields. The house on the property also suffered damage as its porch and chimney, but was unoccupied at the time. The force of the winds was evident in the debris fields, including overturned equipment and downed power lines. Bent and snapped trees were common, and a shed was lifted from its foundation and destroyed. The National Weather Service will evaluate the damage in both Lincoln and Garrard counties to determine the cause, whether straight-line winds or a tornado. Cleanup efforts are ongoing, and officials in both counties are urging residents to remain vigilant and prepared. Well, new details have emerged in the horrific double murder that occurred in Bourbon County overnight Thursday. Authorities have now identified the victims and that suspect. The female victim has been identified as 20-year-old Dixie Brainerd. Her father, Daniel Brainerd, spoke with our media partner, LEX18, sharing heartbreaking reflections on his daughter. According to an arrest warrant, 19-year-old Christopher Talby has been charged in connection with the murders. The warrant alleges that Talby shot and killed Dixie Brainerd and then allegedly stabbed an unknown male victim before hitting him with a baseball bat. Authorities had confirmed that Brainerd and the male victim were in a dating relationship, but his identity has not yet been officially released. A warrant further states that Talby reportedly confessed his actions to a witness, picked them up and brought them to the scene. Upon arrival, the witness told police that they saw Talby strike the unknown male victim, who was still alive, numerous times in the head with a baseball bat. Talby was apprehended in the Rowan County line and is now lodged in the Bourbon County Jail facing murder charges. Dixie Brainerd leaves behind a young son. Her father shared the tragic detail that Dixie had recently asked him for a gun for protection, urging other parents to be vigilant for those that need and seek help. An investigation into the brutal crime is ongoing as authorities work to gather the facts and provide some closure to the families of those victims. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got that weather coming up. I'm still going to take a look at the news, and it's the weekend. We've got Samantha in with that Weekender Report. That's all still to come here live at 5.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Are you tired of the same food options when you're trying to decide what's for dinner? Let Mammut Bar and Grill in Richmond ease that burden. Their one-of-a-kind menu offers fine Mexican options, plus burgers, a large selection of sandwiches and wraps, pasta, steaks, seafood, and a full list of appetizers. You can please everyone on your guest list with a trip to Mammut Bar and Grill, located in Richmond at 2187 Lexington Road, across from Whitehall Elementary School.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow.
When it comes to having someone work on our homes, you need someone you can trust. Someone who will get the job done the right way and be with you throughout the entire process. At Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration, they will meet with you and explain what needs to be done. They won't take advantage of you during your time of need and offer free roof inspections, water damage cleanup, water remediation and restoration, plus more services. Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration. Online at KentuckyRoofWorks.com and on Facebook. There when you need us.
Welcome back to you live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. Storms, more rain headed our way. The forecast has just been a little crazy all week, and it looks like we got more to come. We've got Todd in the Weather Center going to take a look at that forecast.
Hey, Gwendolyn. Well, our unsettled weather pattern does continue into this upcoming weekend. We are definitely concerned about flooding and severe weather over the next couple of days. Here is the view from north of Richmond on I-75 earlier today with that round of rainfall pushing through. Our storms do continue, as I mentioned. Some of those could be strong to severe. We're also under a flood watch until Sunday for the potential of maybe an additional 2 to 4 inches of rain or more. If you do have any weather pictures, of course, you can send those to pics@WBONTV.com. Please be safe. Do not put yourself in danger to get those pictures. Here's a look at how much rain has fallen over the last 2 days. And again, closer to home, upwards of 2 to 5 inches. And of course, off to the west, we have had some areas picking up some 5, 6+ inches of rainfall. And then here's additional rainfall through Sunday. And again, close to home, maybe 2 to 4 inches within this particular area, but some spots over western Kentucky and through the middle Mississippi Valley, maybe an additional 10 inches. All right, so looking at these boxes here, different colored boxes, this indicates, again, flood potential and upwards of moderate to major flooding. Even the Kentucky River at Ravenna here could reach moderate to near major stage into early Saturday morning. So as you can imagine, a number of flood warnings and even flash flood warnings off to the west. Again, additional rainfall on top of what we've already seen, catastrophic, especially to the south and west. So severe weather concerns overnight tonight, greatest to the west. We'll get the leftovers of that heading into our early Saturday. Another severe threat Saturday, large hail damaging winds and maybe even some tornadoes. And then, of course, the severe threat, thankfully, Gwendolyn, does shift east on Sunday. And looking out into next week, we are going to have some quieter weather, a little bit cooler, though, as we start off next week as well.
Thanks, Todd. And I feel like a broken record, but make sure you are staying weather aware as we move through this weekend. Turn around, don't drown. Stay connected with your weather services and make sure that you know what is going on out there. Stay safe. And you can check out that forecast up anytime on our website, WBONTV.com. You can also find it on our Facebook page. Speaking of the weather, tragic news out of Franklin County this morning where a 9-year-old boy has died after being swept away by floodwaters while walking to his school bus stop. The Franklin County Coroner's Office has identified the child as Gabriel Andrews. Authorities responded to the Hickory Hills area early Friday morning after reports of a missing juvenile. An extensive search was launched involving Frankfort Police, Fire, and EMS. Sadly, the coroner's office reports that Gabriel's body was recovered around 8:47, approximately half a mile from where he was last seen. Franklin County Schools released a statement addressing this horrific tragedy, confirming that Gabriel was a student in their system. The district expressed deep sadness and offered prayers and support services for students, faculty, and staff. They also thanked the community's first responders for their selfless efforts. An autopsy was scheduled for tomorrow morning in Frankfort, and the Frankfort Police Department is continuing its investigation into this devastating accident. The Livingston Fire and Rescue crews successfully rescued a woman and her child from rising floodwaters in Rockcastle County. That was yesterday. Officials reported The pair were trapped in knee-high water on Mullins Station Road. Firefighters safely moved them to dry ground and transported them home. Authorities expressed gratitude for Noble's Towing for safely removing the stranded vehicle and reiterated the important message, turn around, don't drown. Waters are rising rapidly. Please avoid flooded areas. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Michael Watkins in next with your latest sports report.
Discover the hometown difference at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky. Family owned and operated for 60 years, we're dedicated to providing outstanding customer service and a welcoming atmosphere. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle and keep it running smoothly. Take a look at our new and quality pre-owned vehicles at jackburford.com.
Estill County EMA CSEP is a huge asset to those in Estill and surrounding counties. CSEP in Estill County has partnered with Everbridge to bring you alert and notification services that will allow you to maintain your contact info and ensure you receive alerts for locations in Estill County that are important to you. For more information and to register your device, visit EstillCountyEMA.net. You can also stay up to date with your county by following Estill County EMA CSEP on Facebook, helping you stay safe at home.
Hey y'all, it's Sawyer
and Gus and Petey
from Hickson Punson, Kentucky Lawyers.
Sawyer, can I ask you a question? If size matters, why did David beat Goliath?
That's because it's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters, it's the size of the fight in the dog. If you've been hurt in an accident and want local lawyers who will fight for you, call Mr. Josh Knight again.
Call 859-777-7000 or visit honestdealers.com.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
When inclement weather hits the greater Richmond area, you can count on Richmond's very own WBON TV9 news team. Continuing news team coverage of traffic alerts, power outages, road conditions, and traffic impacts like accidents or downed trees. Accurate forecast, watches and warnings, local cancellations and delays, and official information from emergency management and the National Weather Service. Be sure to like and follow WBON TV on Facebook for breaking news, alerts, watches, and warnings. And log on to WBONTV.com for all the news on your schedule. Count on WBON TV9 and our media partners 100.7 FM The Coyote for outstanding team coverage when you need it most. Thanks for watching Richmond's very own Channel 9.
Madison Central baseball coach Steve Roof has built a Hall of Fame type of resume during his time as the Indians head coach. This weekend, the team will travel to Florida for their annual spring break trip, and that was one of the topics discussed during his interview with Michael earlier this week. In today's Mammoth Bar and Grill Sports Report, we hear more from Coach Roof.
What is your favorite part about the trip to Florida and all that it brings for the team?
I just think it's the relationships and just kind of really getting to know, not that we don't know the kids because we're with them pretty much all the time, but just seeing them smile and be close, get close, be together. It's really what people talk about when they come back in 10 years. It's not really the games as much. I mean, the games are definitely important. The skill work's important, but it's a time in your life where you're with a close-knit group with one common mission. So the bus trip is just fun. There'll be a lot of laughs. There'll be some, obviously some things we got to work on and some learning opportunities. But yeah, I just think the bus ride and just everything we do together.
Your next home game is not until Monday, April 14th. That's against Estill County. I know in the years past you kind of made that the Blake Crow game in honor of the coach that passed away. Now his younger brother is the head coach over there. Is that something you guys will continue as you go along?
Yeah, we're gonna do that again over at Berea College when we get back. It's just a commitment I kind of made to that family. We're going to do it as long as they want to continue. We're on board with that.
Good deal. And that's the Blake Crow game. That'll take place April 14th. And I know that program over there, they've had a lot of success recently. Had a lot of success back when Blake was part of the program as the coach and as a player, obviously, as well. So I think that's something that I think can bring those two communities together as we go forward. And for you yourself, you've had a ton of success, all the wins, all the years doing this. Is there maybe something that you've done this year differently, or is it you just kind of got this thing locked in and you keep doing the same thing every single year?
No, I think it always changes. The baseball in general is changing so fast.
Yeah.
Like the arms that we're seeing, the velocity. High school kid, I think, hit 94, 96 the other night. So it's going to continually change. Like just the preparation in the off season, we changed a lot of things in terms of just the year-round approach. And it's the numbers, the tech. It's you have to try to stay on top of it, and it's a challenge. Especially, also the college game, right? The NIL, and this is what you need to be. I don't think you can ever just sit back and say this is the secret or this is the one way. And there's also a lot of ways to get there, right? So there's different people have different ideas, and it's just fun. It's high school baseball. You talk about the Blake Crow night. It's more than just baseball. We usually talk with both teams after the game. It's just a fun experience. We just try to provide an opportunity that baseball was one of the most important things, or what they really remember about high school in terms of, that was the time I really got connected and in with a group, and I enjoyed my time.
A couple more questions, we'll let you go. When you look at the 11th region, we know it is a gauntlet every single year in every sport, but baseball, I think sometimes people forget how good some of these baseball teams are in the 11th region, and you being one of those. When you look at the region as a whole, it's such a good test for you guys night in and night out when you're playing those other 11th region teams to get a good litmus test and see how good you are night in and night out.
Absolutely. You can just look at some of the arms of the MLB and the players that have come through.
Yeah.
It is great baseball, and there's not really a night off in terms of – there's also great coaches and just great players. So it's just, that is part of the fun, right? It's challenging yourself and seeing how good you can be and learning. I think that's the way you learn, is by playing a tough schedule and tough teams, and then they kind of expose your weaknesses. And it's just a good teaching tool, and they're a lot of fun. Those games are fun. Even like the other night, we played Ballard. We came out on the short end, but we learned some things, and it was a good night against a quality opponent.
All right, well, last question, we'll get you out of here. When you look at your team, it's a couple of weeks in now, what is something that maybe you've realized in these first 2 weeks that you're going to have to kind of work on as you go throughout the season to get to where you want to get to?
I just think there's different levels. Like, to be a good team, you can do these things, but to be a great team, that's uncommon. That's only going to be one of us at the end of the year in terms of winning the 11th region. It's just constantly pointing out, like, hey, we got to do this a little better, do that. You got to be, it's the same stuff. You got to play catch at a high level. You got to make the plays, attack the zone, and at the plate, you got to have quality at bat. So from that standpoint, that's not changed. And the team that can get hot at the end is usually the one that comes out on top. So it's kind of that marathon, not the sprint, and just trying to get better. It's a boring old quote, so focus on the process, not the result.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, and Samantha Burford as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on WBON Channel 9 and on radio at Y92.5, V99.3, and WKXO Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by Aero Auto Glass, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
When the awful Michigan weather makes its way down I-75, you want your vehicle ready for anything. Holland Sons Auto Care knows there's no good time to break down, but especially when it's ice cold outside. So get that preventative maintenance taken care of at Holland Sons on North Keeneland Drive in Richmond. Holland Sons works on the smallest repairs all the way up to major engine work, and they can work on Chevy, Mercedes, and everything in between. So no need to take your German car up to Lexington to overpay. When Holland Sons is just off exit 90 in Richmond, call 859-626-7695 for Holland Sons Auto Care.
Welcome back to Live at 5. Although the storms are still causing problems, there are still opportunities for some group events happening in and around Madison County. WBON TV's Samantha Burford is here to tell you all about them in this week's edition of the Weekender Report.
Welcome to this edition of the Weekender Report for the weekend of April 4th through April 6th. It's a weekend full of hiking, beach volleyball, off-road riding, Easter eggs, fitness, and scavenger hunts. I'm Samantha Burford. Let's get this weekend started. EKU Beach Volleyball is hosting the ASUN North Challenge this weekend in Richmond. Friday night at 6 p.m. is against Austin P, with fanny packs given out to the first 75 fans and sunglasses while supplies last. And on Saturday, the match begins at 8 a.m. against North Alabama, and then at noon against Central Arkansas. You can spin to win prizes while supplies last, and while you're there, you can enjoy the food trucks and win some raffle prizes. Come out for an exciting day of adventure, community, and off-road fun. There will be a Kentucky Truck Brothers meet and ride on Saturday, April 5th, from 9 to 11 a.m. You will meet the KTB team, connect with fellow enthusiasts, and explore the trails with expert guidance. There will be complimentary coffee, donuts, and a live DJ. Registration time begins at 9 a.m., a driver meeting at 10:30, trail departure for 11, and it's for beginners and easy level trail difficulty. Sign up on the KTB Facebook page. Hop on over to Tumbleshine in Berea, Kentucky for a free community-wide Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 5th at 9 a.m. This event is perfect for children 12 and under and will feature thousands of hidden eggs, special prizes, and a chance to meet the Easter Bunny. Don't miss out on this extra special event. It's free for the entire community. It's the first Saturday of the month, and you can join Excel Health for a free boot camp workout at the Lake Reba Outdoor Fitness Court. It's from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturday, April 5th. This outdoor fitness class is for all ages 13 and up and can be for all fitness levels. In case of rain, meet at the Excel Health Building at 101 Alicia Drive. Tell your friends to join you for this free outdoor workout and make sure to bring your water bottle. And on Sunday in Berea, you can enjoy the lower forest at the Pinnacles as you and your kids walk slowly, trying to spot something with each color of the rainbow to add to a nature journal. This family activity is a rainbow scavenger hunt, and it begins at 2 p.m. on Sunday, April 6th at the Forestry Outreach Center. This walk is weather dependent, and check out their Facebook page for updates. Thank you for watching this April 4th edition of the Weekender Report. If you have an event our community would be interested in, make sure to send me your information on Facebook. And be sure to hit that like button and share the Weekender with your friends. Thank you for watching. I'm Samantha Burford.
Thanks, Samantha, for that Weekender Report. And as you are out and about this weekend, make sure you are being weather aware. You can do that with the stations of Wallingford Broadcasting and our sister station 100.7, The Coyote. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Have your weather radios available and make sure you're using good common sense when you are out and about. Have a great weekend, and I will see you right back here Monday, live at 5.